To begin with, we have this concept of the people from other planets as little green men. Are they green from what you know? Are they all the same?
Unfortunately, they're not so benevolent.
A fucking alien.
What's good? Welcome here, 51 here with your host Jimmy. Another day in the jungle. Give us a like, subscribe, and also become part of our community and Golden Era Boxing for more news and more stories. All right, so let's get to this video. So I was watching some of the fights of Stephen Fulton and Naoya Inoue. I wanted to get more of a technical analysis on their style, and I'm going to break down how this fight will probably go and what's going to be the bigger difference in this fight. And I'm going to tell you right now, Stephen Fulton is going to win this fight, and I'm going to tell you why he's going to win this fight. Naoya Inoue is a straight line fighter. So he's like, I'm going to go straight, and I'm going to throw the punches that I need to throw, and I'm going to hurt you, right? It reminds me a lot of Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., okay? He was a fighter that he would just go there. He would corner you, throw his shots, and just hurt you, right? And all the opponents that Naoya Inoue has fought have always stayed in that line of fire, and they would move once they were hurt, but rarely were they moving in angles, right? So Naoya Inoue was always able to capitalize on that because he knew that once he hurt the fighters that he fought, and I'm just giving you all the fighters, I mean, I'm just talking in general, once he gets you against the ropes, he's just going to hurt you, right? He doesn't have a style like Manny Pacquiao, in my opinion. It's not even similar to Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao and his style, like the only fighter that I see him more with that style is Dimitri Bivol, with the Jack the Rabbit style, moving back and forth. But Naoya Inoue doesn't have those sort of legs. But he's definitely more of, I'm going to go there, I'm going to hit you. And if you hit me, I have a good jaw that is going to keep me alive as I'm counting you, right? And it works for fighters who are linear like he is. If you go straight forward, that's just going to work well. So any fighter that's going to come toe-to-toe with Naoya Inoue is going to, get hit. The problem is that Naoya Inoue, there's two things I noticed about him. He rarely has fought any fighter that fights in angles. So that's something he really hasn't done, or somebody who has really good legs who can move bilaterally. That's the key, one of the keys. And the other thing is that once he's throwing those shots, very few fighters counter him because they don't have the technique to do so, right? A lot of foreign fighters, they just don't have the tools to counter you. I know this because I've been to different boxing gyms. I've sparred. I've known many coaches who teach you how to throw from different angles, different positions, how to move in a certain area. And you get a really good breakdown on how to counter in a lot of different positions, right? And this is something that a lot of fighters internationally lack because they don't know, they have a very limited arsenal in their tools. So most of the fighters that Naoya Inoue has fought, they have been very limited in what they can do to Naoya Inoue once he opens himself and his defense, because Naoya Inoue actually, when he counters, he leaves himself wide open for a lot of shots, especially when he's throwing the hooks. He gets super open for a counter. With Stephen Fulton, lineal is not going to really do much. Now, I'm sure that Naoya Inoue will try to hunt him down, cut the ring, and make sure that Fulton is not comfortable. He's going to try to hit him. Probably they're going to try to hit the body if they're smart. That's what they're trying to aim to tire Fulton. If they've seen some of the videos of Fulton, they'll think, okay, he might get tired in the later rounds, and then we can go ahead and hit him, and he'll get more tired if you hit him in the body, right? That's what Devin Haney did to Vasyl Lomachenko, and it actually worked. But the problem is that another thing that Naoya Inoue is lacking, and this is going to really be the key for the entire fight, you're going to see, is that Naoya Inoue doesn't have a clinch game. I've never seen Naoya Inoue, or at least any of the fighters that he's fought, to bring an A-class clinch game. Never seen it. Never seen it. All the fighters that he fights, they are guarding themselves when they're getting hit. They're not using the offensive clinch or a defensive clinch. And they're basically just waiting or moving, trying to think how they can counter this guy, right? Because his punches hurt. That's not going to happen with Stephen Fulton. Stephen Fulton, he's going to do two things. He's either going to move in his left or his right. He's either going to move backwards and wait for Naoya to throw a punch and then counter. Okay, he's going to try to cut bilaterally, moving or leaving Naoya Inoue in his blind side. And not only that, but he's going to break Naoya Inoue with the clinch over and over again. So when Naoya Inoue gets very close, just like Devin Haney did with Vasyl Lomachenko, that is exactly what he's going to do to Naoya Inoue. Fulton will not allow Naoya Inoue to just corner him in the pocket and throw punches. If he gets to a position where he can't move in any of the directions, he's going to grab Naoya Inoue and break Naoya Inoue with the clinch little by little. Now, Fulton's clinch game is A-side, is an excellent clincher. I don't know about Naoya Inoue. I've never seen him in a clinch before, but that is one of the problems that he's going to face once he gets close or he has a chance to counter Fulton. Now, an interesting thing with this is that I believe Fulton is going to use his weight against Naoya Inoue, because this is, once again, you're talking about an A-class fighter who's sparred with Gervonta Davis, sparred with Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney. He sparred with all those fighters. So he's very used to a lot of different modules of styles, right? And Naoya Inoue, when he gets inside the clinch, I believe Stephen Fulton is going to use his body and put his weight on top of Naoya Inoue and tire him within the rounds. He's going to do that for sure. He's going to do that. He's a smart fighter. He's going to use his body weight against Naoya Inoue. Once he clinches him, he's going to do that. And what's going to happen is that Naoya Inoue, since he's never really shown a clinch game, is going to have to do two things. He's going to have to get away from the clinch to throw his punches, which is going to set him off from his rhythm, or the ref is going to show up and be like, going to separate both of them, but then Naoya Inoue has to start again and then catch Fulton as he's getting countered. So Naoya Inoue, his defense is going to be a problem, because if he doesn't corner Fulton, he's going to be in a lot of problems in this fight. But the key for this fight is going to be the clinch. The clinch is master level boxing. Anybody who knows boxing, they know that the clinch is what's going to separate you a lot of times from losing or winning fights. That's what Jermell Charlo was doing with Brian Castaño. That's what old school fighters used to do. They used to clinch you and not allow you to play your rhythm. And Naoya Inoue has never been tested like that. And sure, people say, well, Fulton doesn't have the power to hurt Naoya Inoue. Okay, that's fine, but he does have the weight to destabilize him, and that's all you need in a fight. If I'm putting my weight against you, and let's say you have more power than me, and your legs start getting tired, but I can box you better, and my leg movement is really good, and I can move in angles, which is something that Naoya Inoue rarely does, because the opponents he faces, they just don't do it. That's going to be a problem. So I expect this fight to be a comfortable win for Stephen Fulton. I think he will use the jab. The jab was a big problem for Inoue in his fight with Nonito Donaire in the first fight. Nonito Donaire didn't throw as much in the second fight, but in the first fight, he was having all sorts of trouble with that sort of jab, and he's going to face an elite jabber with Fulton. Fulton is a very aggressive jabber, and he knows how to use uppercuts as well. Now, Naoya Inoue, what he should do in this fight, he needs to be very, very, very patient. He can't just throw punches. He can't do that. He needs to be very patient. In fact, he's gonna have to be, if he wants to win this fight, it's gonna be something similar to David Benavidez when he was facing Caleb Plant. He's gonna have to weather the storm, weather the punches, and then get close, and just release, right? Which is, once again, what Chavez Sr. used to do. But if he doesn't do that, then he's going to get in a lot of trouble, because he cannot let Stephen Fulton to move around him, because he's going to get confused. And one of the strategies with Fulton is that once he starts moving in different angles, if Naoya Inoue is not concentrated, he's going to start to question his boxing skills. And you will see that by the 5th or 6th round. If he hasn't hurt him in the first rounds, it's going to be dispel trouble for Naoya Inoue. And I want to tell you one thing. I'll even go this far. There is a big chance that Fulton could knock down, I don't know if a knockout, but he could knock down Inoue coming in. Because at the end of the day, you just need, 20 pounds of pressure to, hurt somebody in the chin. Now, it doesn't mean you can break the chin, but it's enough to, send a shock to your head, and then you can fall down. Okay. And just because, he has pillow fists, Fleming Wither Jr. had pillow fists, but when he fought Manny Pacquiao, he totally controlled him with the jab. And when he needed to, he clinched Pacquiao, and Pacquiao couldn't move. So I think it's going to be a master boxing class from Fulton. I think Inoue, the only way he can win this fight is really he needs to knock him out. He's going to have to knock out Stephen Fulton. And Stephen Fulton, nobody's really hurt Stephen Fulton. So we know that he can take a punch. And we know that through Brandon Figueroa. He was landing harsh shots against Fulton. Enough punishment to actually put down Luis Neri, who had never been put down like that before. And that's going to be a problem. So the clinch, using his weight against Naoya Inoue, breaking him and countering him every time he throws those hooks, this is going to be the key. And moving in angles. Once Naoya Inoue moves straight, Fulton moves left or right. Naoya Inoue moves, leaves him out of position. Fulton turns. It's going to be a problem. So this is what I expect in the fight. And like I said, this should be a win for Stephen Fulton. I just don't see him losing against this fight. And all the people that come in the comment sections and comment, they don't break down the fight. They don't know how to break down a fight. All they're saying is that Fulton is going to get knocked out. Naoya Inoue is going to win. He's going to hurt him. Blah, 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 blah. That's all they know. But they really don't know boxing. And a lot of them are casual fans who started, watching boxing because they, I don't know, maybe because they were, they like Naoya Inoue maybe. But you can see like they don't even know how to break down a fight. They can't really tell me technically how Naoya Inoue wins this fight. And in fact, if you break this fight technically, you will see that Fulton has all the advantages in this fight except for power, but he can supply that with timing and also using the clinch, which will make him victorious July 25th. So that's gonna leave it. We'll wait to the fight, and I think this prediction will come true. All right, peace up, give us a like, subscribe, and also become part of our community. Go and goldeneyeboxing.com for news and stories. And I'll see you in the next video. Deuces.